We be soldiers three, pardonnez-moi, je vous en prie, lately come forth of the lower country.
G'day viewers. So a couple of weeks ago I put a video up reviewing some spring-loaded fencing muskets that our mate Jono is making through the Spring Bayonet workshop. Anyway, it just so happens that one of our students owns a real live World War I vintage fencing musket. So I thought it would be really cool to have a look at an example of a real one and even do a quick comparison with the ones that Jono is making. So this, dear viewers, is the real thing. This is a fencing musket which I've identified as being made by a firm called E.G. Bonehill from Birmingham in 1915. The maker's mark should be kind of stamped on the butt there. But for some reason this one's been sanded off. But the giveaway is really this handguard here, which is a feature that I haven't seen on any other fencing muskets at all, whereas they were on the E.G. Stonehill one. So that's almost certainly what this is. Features of it are, first of all, you've got the bayonet with a nice safety plug on there, much like a big bolt. The spring mechanism is pretty stiff, a little bit looser than the fresh spring bayonet, like Bayonet Workshop ones that Jono is making, but that's possibly to do with the fact that this is well over 100 years old. You know, the fact that it's working at all is astounding, really. You've got a metal strip all the way down there, which means that parrying things, you're not going to damage your musket. You've got a sort of textured metal plate that goes along there, which as soon as you pick it up and your hand goes in the little hand slot there, it feels like you want to stick your thumb along that, which gives you a little bit more help in point orientation and that sort of thing, which is interesting. And you've got a very big, thick metal plate down on the butt here for counterbalance. And of course you've got this fabulous handguard, okay, so rondelle essentially, which I haven't seen on any other models, which is such a cool idea because it means that that rear hand is safely behind there, so you're not going to be breaking recruits' fingers during practice, which is a good thing. Obviously these days we've all got freaking longsword gauntlets that will do the job, but it's a really nice feature, so might be something that's worth replicating. So how does it compare to the Spring Bayonet Workshop ones? So you may remember that in that first video I briefly introduced what I called the Mark II full weight version, which Jono sent down to us for some testing, and we all picked them up and thought, oh my god, it's so heavy, okay? It's got weight inside the barrel, it's got weight there, it's got this huge thick steel butt thing there for counterbalance, and the thing felt very, very heavy. He assured us that it was the correct weight and balance for the real thing, and I never doubted him for a moment, but nonetheless everybody who picked them up went, oh my goodness. Thus the current models, let's call it the Mark III, is a little bit lighter and a little bit shorter. Now if we compare these to the real thing, and I kind of weigh Jono's heavy version side by side with the real one, this, if anything, is slightly heavier. Okay, it's a really, really heavy, substantial object. So this is actually accurate in terms of weight and balance, and they both have these huge, thick metal plates at the end for counterbalance, which is absolutely correct. In terms of length, the real one is a little bit shorter. It's about an inch shorter in the barrel and another inch shorter in the bayonet. Whereas Jono's current models are spot on in both. And in fact, I've compared the dimensions of a few different models of these, and some of them were in fact slightly shorter by an inch or two. So the dimensions of the current bayonet trainers are actually spot on accurate. That said, the weight of the real thing really is surprising. It really is a heavy and substantial object to fence with. And so if you are looking to order some of these, which I'm sure you are because they're fantastic things, you might talk to Jono as to whether or not you want the heavy version that replicates the full weight of the real thing. But be warned that they are made for fit young men full of adrenaline going off to war, and so for fun and sporty fencing you might want something a little lighter. But nonetheless, I thought it would be really cool to see a real one, since one of them was available to show, and Jono's done a really good job in reproducing these with remarkable accuracy. It's a fantastic looking object, and hope you enjoyed seeing it. I'll give you a beauty pass to finish off with.